Hello, fam. I hope you're well. If you're not well, if you're not good, if you're not okay, as I always say, take one day at a time. Okay. So, guys, today I would like us to focus on electric circuits, which is electricity. This question is basically for the grade 11s going downwards. Ne? So, if you're in matric and you're trying to work out on this question, just know that here we are ignoring or we are actually neglecting what we call the internal resistance. Okay. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, guys, this is the most important part. Don't forget to pray wherever where you go. Don't forget to give God all the glory, all the praise, guys, because ke ka matla a Modimo, ke ka botlhale ba Modimo, ke ka bogolo ba Modimo, for us to can be where we are, for you to can be able to do the things that you're doing. So don't forget to give God all the praise and all the glory. Are we all together, bafethu? Siyabonga. Guys, don't forget who is here. James, the decomposer and the synthesizer of what? Math and science tutor. We are all together, my future, right? No stress. So today, I'm just like having this problem. It's one of the problems that I picked up from one of the previous question papers. Okay. So while I was busy teaching the grade 11s, I actually came across this question. I was like, my goodness, it kind of like gave a certain challenge, and I was like, you know what? Something that challenges a bit, bring it out so that people can actually see it at some point. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is the diagram, guys. We have this diagram here, and these are the questions that you have here. They're saying state Ohm's law. That's question number one. State Ohm's law, which is 2 marks. The second question says calculate or determine the total resistance of a circuit, which is about like 5 marks or 6 marks if I'm not mistaken. And then number 3, they're saying determine the voltage of a 4 ohm resistor, basically. So meaning they want you to calculate the potential difference or the voltage of the 4 ohm resistor here. Okay, and then the last question says that the energy dissipated in the 12 ohm in 2 minutes. So they want you to calculate the energy in here of this 12 ohm, ne? So basically that's what you're going to do. And when you are going to do these calculations here, you must consider something. The switch is open, and when the switch is open, there is no current that is what? Moving. Guys, let's all talk, okay, about this. The switch is actually open, right? So when the switch is open in this case, it's like when the switch is off in your home. When the switch is off, there are no lights, basically. It's just dark. But the moment you put on the switch, when the switch is on, you start to see the light. And remember, light is very fast. That's why light is very, very fast than sound than any other thing. The speed of light is about 3 times 10 to the power 8 meters per second, right? Very, very, very fast. Like, guys, light is very, very fast. It's just that the process of how everything is going on, how the electric charges are passing through and everything, it's too quick. You can't. But when you're making use of the circuits, you can be able to be like, oh no, this is how the current moves. Then the circuit is complete and everything. Then you get what I'm saying. But it's something that happens too quick or too fast in a way. So yeah, keep this in mind. The switch is closed. When the switch is open. So when the switch is open, there is no current that is flowing. Okay. No what? No current flowing. Okay. So when you're doing grade 12, when the switch is open like this, and there's a 12 volts, which is the amp of the battery, which is 12 volts. And then they ask you what is the voltage across the terminals. It's going to be the same one as this one, because the same reading is going to be this one. But we'll explain that. Don't worry. It's going to come. For now, let's focus on how can we actually decompose this diagram here. Okay, good stuff. Then now let's see what we can do here. When you are looking at this type of diagram, it's a bit complicated, right? So when you are having a combination of resistors in a circuit, where you end up being confused and you don't know what to do, and you're leaving a lot of marks there, let me teach you something. What you need to do is to identify the connection. 1, do you see a series connection? 2, do you see a parallel connection? Now, some people don't even know what is a series connection. Okay, I'm gonna cover up the difference or the introduction of electric circuits so that you guys can have an idea. Okay, so here I'm having a series connection. Guys, a series connection, this is how it looks like. if you see resistors, you see these are the resistors, those components that you see in the circuit. They are resistors. I'm having a cell, I'm having the switch, I'm having the ammeter, okay? And then I'm having 3 resistors. They are connected in what? In series. Now, guys, what happens in a series connection? Okay, what happens is that in a series connection, when the current is passing through each and every resistor, those resistors will share the same current. So the current is the same throughout. The total current of the circuit is going to be the same current of R1, R2, and R3. So they share the same current. Are we on the same page? So this is the goal. In our homes, when we are connecting, do we use parallel connection or series? We usually make parallel connection. Do you know why? Because if your light burns out in your room, will the one in the kitchen, the one in the bathroom, the one in the other room also be broken? No. Why? Because the connection is in parallel. But if the connection was in series, if my light it becomes broken, it means every light in the house is going to be broken. Why? Because the connection in the house is what? Is series. That's how series connection basically works, guys. Are we together? Awesome. I hope you understand that, but I'll get more deeper when I come actually make that video for you guys. Okay, awesome. Now let's look at a parallel connection quickly. Okay, so now I'm having R1, R2, and R3. Okay, so here I'm having 3 resistors. Okay, even if I do this, guys, there are 2 resistors connected in parallel. Now there are 3 resistors connected. You see, parallel is ta 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 ta. It's like you are, the steppies in tona. Go on the steppies. You are. Wabona una mela steppies on kushamas kuri watatazela mola oli ausine uno tatazela watatazela hole out ule munna ya wona ka wokela ha ya gentleman ile wona mos una mela steppies chela apo sa tsameka elevator. No, you get what I'm saying? So parallel, whenever you think of parallel connection, is ta 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 ta, you know. And those who knows how to dance, they know that Evarenanga tempela, you know that. So it's basically giving parallel connection because it's you get what I'm saying. But yeah, don't forget parallel connection, guys. I hope you were able to see the difference between a series connection and a what? A parallel connection. Are we together? Good stuff. So I'm going to show you all of these 2 on this circuit. Okay. By the way, I'm gonna show you something. Since I feel like I didn't show you guys quickly. Yeah. So if this is my current, guys, when it gets here, it divides. If my current is 4 amperes, ne? So basically we measure the current in amperes. The unit A stands for amperes, ne? We use it to measure the current. So, excuse me, those are the units that we use for current, ne? But what is an instrument that is used to measure current? We call it what we call an ammeter. An ammeter is an instrument that is used to measure the what? The current, which is your eye here, the current, ne? And then if you want to measure the voltage which is volts, and this one is just going to be for the current. We use what we call voltmeter. It's known as voltmeter or voltmeter. Anyone, yeah, how you call it, but voltmeter is the instrument that we use to measure the voltage or the potential difference. Keep that in mind, okay? Voltage, we measure it in volts. Current, we measure it in what we call amperes. Okay, your capital letter I here stands for the current, we measure it in amperes. Instrument used to measure it is what? Ammeter. It's in one meter. Ammeter. I get one ammeter. you know, o nyaka gore a metha be bona ba ba botlhale ba se ka bona ngwane o isa le se mama daddy a metha gore a o re wa mpetha a re wa o betha o naganne a metha o na nne motlhagaselo monyane o re ke tlo ba electrician o tlo di judge o di tlhokomele ntwane yebo. Okay, let's continue guys. Then guys, check something. I want to explain something. I said in a series connection the current is the same throughout, okay, but in this case is the current going to be the same? No, we call it the resistors in parallel, we call them what? Current dividers. Why? Because the current is going to be divided. Look, it's going to it divides, then it divides. You get what I'm saying? So the current that is moving here, that is 4 ohm, that is 4 amperes, it's not going to be the same for R1, R2, and R3. They will all have different currents because the current becomes divided by the so it's divided, but the voltage is going to be the same. So the voltage or the potential difference of each and every resistor here is the same. Keep that in mind. For those ones in series connection, the voltage is not the same. Did you hear the difference? Let me repeat this for the last time. Series connection, number 1, the current is the same for every resistor. 2, the potential difference or the voltage is divided. In where? Series connection. Now, in parallel connection, the current is divided, is not the same. 2, the voltage or the potential difference in a parallel connection is the same. So meaning the R1, the R2, the R3 will have the same voltage. If the voltage here is 10 volts, even this one will have 10 volts, 10 volts, 10 volts, but their current will be different. So meaning this one can be 0.5, 1, until when you add them together, they give you 4 amperes. That is how parallel connection works, okay? So now, let me go deeper into this diagram. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background so that you guys have an idea. Are we together? Okay. Okay. So now, this is the formula that they use for the current, okay, guys? If you still recall, current, when you're defining current in physics, you are defining current using this formula. It's the rate at which a charge is passed through a point in 1 second in a circuit, right? So someone can just say that is the amount of a charge passed in a circuit per unit second. Anyhow, you know, so that's the thing about a current. And then in people who are usually knowing another thing about current is that it's given by I equals to V over R. So this thing, guys, is what we call Ohm's law. So this is the current, this is the voltage, this is the resistance. This one we measure it in ohms, right? In ohms. This one we measure it in volts, which is just like V. This one we measure it in amperes, right? Which I already mentioned that. So don't be surprised if you see any number with this one, it's current. Any number with this one or this letter or this word, it's a what we call a resistance or resistor. Together, volts or V, you must know, like this one. Oh, I'm given a potential difference or the voltage. Awesome, right? Good stuff, guys. Right. Some people are just worried. They just want to get, like, my guy, get straight to the point. I'm so sorry. I was just trying to help those ones that are struggling with the basics, okay? I'm just sorry, but now I'm getting deeper. Check it out. So now, the switch is open, guys. The switch is open. This is our diagram. How many resistors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. How is this circuit connected? So these two, this 12 ohm and 8 ohm, they are connected in series. And this 16 ohm and the 4 ohm, they're connected in what? In parallel. Right? And again, there is the sum of these two and the sum of these two. They are all together in parallel again. If you are scared, my brother, my sister, don't worry. I got you. Okay, so before I answer here, let's start with the first one. Ohm's law. They're saying state Ohm's law are 2 marks. Okay, sana. If you fail to state what Ohm's law says, that 2 marks are mahala. Uhumana 78 instead of uhumane 80% ntwana. That distinction. Because of you forgot the ayuena. Betunana. This Ohm's law is given by this formula I equals to V over R. And then you can still work it out again. You see R times I equals to what? To V. And again, if you want R equals to what? To V over I. So people, they like to use this one. And then I like to use this one. Don't worry, it's the same thing. I'm going to explain to you. So basically, Ohm's law states that the electric current in a conductor is directly proportional to the voltage across the terminals of a battery and inversely proportional to the what? To the resistance. At what? Constant temperature, or you get what I'm saying, there are certain conditions basically. That is what Ohm's law states. But it's a law. That's why we say it states that. It's not a definition whereby they're saying what is resistance. You can just start to tell us what resistance is. We are not defining you as it's a law we state. Ohm's law states that. Important part. Ohm's law states that the electrical current in a conductor is directly proportional to the voltage and inversely proportional to the resistance across at a constant temperature. So meaning that as the current increases, the voltage increases. And what happens to the resistance? It decreases. There was a song that I once made so about as it increases, decrease, but I don't want to make it now, some other time. Okay, so most of the videos that I make whereby I make songs, you can check them out on TikTok as James the Decomposer and the Synthesizer. All right, good stuff. So as you can see, as the current increase, the voltage increase. Here, as the resistance increase, what happens to the current? They decrease, because the relationship between the two is that they are inversely proportional. Guys, to be inversely proportional means that, meaning as I increase, you decrease. As you decrease, I increase. Are we together? So Ohm's law, to me, it's like my relationship with the devil. So if I increase, he decrease. If he increase, I decrease. But my relationship with my God, as he increase, I increase. As that's my, you must be directly proportional to your God. I'm just saying, Bafetu. Don't take it too personal or in any other how. I'm just trying to don't forget these things, Bafetu, Yeah, please. Okay, so I was able to state Ohm's law, so you got your 2 marks. If you did it, guys, yay. Now, take a moment and pause. Try to do this one. Just try to do this one. Let's see. How can you do it? They're saying determine the total resistance of a circuit. Now, some people can also say calculate total resistance of a circuit. So meaning they want the entire resistance of the circuit. Some people call it effective resistance of a circuit, by the way. Yeah, or network. So let me just show you guys how to do it. Okay, I'm gonna show you some tricks a bit. So let's start. Let's quickly start by it. Let's see. You are saying these two are in what? In parallel. Are we together? So let's start with the R series first. Do we see the R series? Any resistors that are in series? Yes. 12 ohm and this one that are in series. So I'm going to start with them. So it says R1 plus R2 and so forth. If there was another third one, I'm going to say plus R3. But because there are two, I'm just going to end it here. Okay. Then now I substitute. My R1 is 12 ohm plus 8 ohm. Then I get how many? 20 ohms. So this is going to be my what? My RS. So I can write it here. My RS that I got, it was 20 ohms. Okay. Then now, I can go to this one that I connected in parallel. Okay. Then now RP, yeah, that's where another formula comes in now. A lot of people are used to this formula. 1 over RP equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2, 1 over R3 as they continue, depending on how many resistors are you given. If there were 3, you add the third one, the fourth one as they continue. But because there are 2, we end here. So now check. I don't like this formula in a way because a lot of people do mistakes with this formula, but I'm going to show you. So someone can say 1 over 16 plus 1 over 4, 1 over RP. Guys, are we looking for 1 over RP or we're looking for RP? RP. So we're looking for what? Resistors in parallel, right? Sorry. So if you're looking for RP, then what happens? You need to swap. The answer that you're going to get, you swap it. Like you just swap it. If you got like 64 over 20, what you do, your answer is supposed to be 20 over 64. You get the reciprocal of what you got on the calculator because that is not the correct answer. I'm just telling you right now. Get the answer. Let me just quickly show you. So 1 over 16 plus 1 over 4, we get like 5 over 16. 5 over 16. Oh, that's my answer. No, that's not. It's still 1 over RP. You want to see RP. So it's going to be what? 16 over 5. 16 over 5, which is how much? 3.2 ohms. Basically, it's 3.2 ohms, this one. You can check on your calculator. But is that the formula that anyone else can use? Yes, you can use this formula. But let me show you another formula. I want to simplify this formula for you guys. Check. So there's this formula again. RP equals to R1 times R2 all over R1 plus R2. The simplest formula ever that has been simplified further for you. Kesana. Then look at the substitution. R1 is what? 16 times 4 all divided by 16 plus what? Plus 4. So you can see what is 16 times 4? Is going to give you 64. And then 16 plus 4, I will know. So 20. At the end of the day, this is still going to give you about 16 over 5. That's 16 over 5, which is going to give you what? 3.2. So meaning that RP equals to 3.2 ohms. Guys, if the answer is not the same as that one, you are wrong. So this one is a formula that is simplified further. You can use it as a backup. Okay? Please, just an advice. All right. So I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write that one down. So the RP that I got was how much? Was the RP that I got was what? 3.2. 3.2 ohms. Okay. Just keep that in mind. I have RS 20 ohm and 3.2. So this is 3.2 for this one and this one. Can I show you a new diagram? Guys, let me teach you something. After you have done the calculations, there's going to be a new diagram, but you can't see it, but you need to make it. This is physics. If you want to understand physics, you make use of assumption. You assume. So check. It means that part is going to be like this. That's your 20 ohm. And then, oh, sorry. And then here it's going to be your 3.2 ohm. And then connected to your battery in a way. Yeah. And then, yeah, the switch is still open. It's fine even if I can open it. Yeah. So this is a new circuit. In a way, it's going to look like this because this is going to be the sum like this. And this one as well is changed. So I don't want to complicate things. What's happening? So I'm just gonna like try to erase that. So yeah, you see now these two, are they in series or in parallel? Let's start again. We calculated the sum of this one is 20 ohm. The sum of this one is 3.2 ohm. Now, are these two in parallel or in series? They are in what? In parallel. So if they are in parallel, what's going to be the final results? Am I supposed to add these two? No, I can't add it. All right? I can't add them because if I add, then it's wrong, right? So meaning I'm going to get my RP. R1 times R2 all divided by R1 plus R2. So you do your substitution. I can erase here so that you can see. So my RP equals to my R1, which is going to be 3.2 times 20 over 3.2 plus 20. So what is my RP? So this RP that you're getting is basically your R total. So I can just say the R total. So your R total equals to my RP, because you saw that circuit that they're actually in parallel. And then from there you can just say 3.2 times 20 all divided by 3.2 plus 20, and then you get like 80 over 29, which is basically 2.76 ohms. Guys, this is the total resistance of the circuit. This is the total resistance. So if you get 20, if you add these two, and then it gives you like 23.2 ohms, and then you say is the because I know some people will get like 23 because they will add these two. Then they say, guys, these two, they're not like the results of this one and this one, they are not in series, they are in parallel. Pay attention to that, Bafetu. Okay, so we got it. Our total, I can write it there. Our total is 2.76 ohms. Okay, let me erase now. Yeah, now the question starts. They are saying calculate the voltage of the 4 ohms, or they are saying determine the what? The potential difference of the, which is 4 ohm is this one. Can I show you something? Check. Remember, this one was 3.2 ohms. And this one, I'm going to do it with a blue marker. Is what? Is 20 ohms. So these two, they're in parallel. Now what happens with parallel resistors? Parallel resistors in a circuit, they will have the same what? Voltage. Now what is the voltage of the entire circuit? 12 volts. So my V total now, my V total equals to 12 volts. I can erase there so that people can just see nicely. So my V total equals to 12 volts. My I total is how much? You can calculate it. So the question says that if now the switch is closed, so we are closing the switch. Because they know that there's going to be current flowing. They are saying now, if the switch is now closed and the current here, which is your amperes here, it reads as, let me just write it down. The amperes there is, say, it equals to what? The current there equals to 3.75 amperes. So the current here is 3.75 amperes. Now you determine the voltage of 4 ohms. This one. 2 marks. Someone already was doing a long calculations there. What's happening? Guys, born. These two, they are in parallel. So if they're in parallel, the voltage that is 12 volts, 3.2 ohm will have this voltage. 20 ohm will also have this voltage. Why? They are sharing the same voltage because they are in parallel. Okay? Now, since they are in parallel, the voltage here for this, all of these ones is 12 volts. Since again these two, they are also connected in parallel, what does it mean? It means that the voltage that is here, that is 12 volts, is going to also be for 4 ohm and 2 ohm, and 16 ohm. So my answer for this one is that voltage or potential difference of 4 ohms equals to what? To 12 volts. Why? Guys, these two, the sum of this and the sum of this equals to, since they are in parallel, the voltage is going to be the same. And since the voltage here is 12 volts and these two, they are still connected in parallel, what happens? They will still share the same voltage, but not the current. So this one, can they share the same 2 volts, 12 volts? No, they are in series. And we know that series don't share the voltage, they share the only what? The current. So these ones will, 8 ohm and 12 ohm, they will only share the same current, not the voltage. These ones, they will share the voltage, but not the what? The current. I hope I simplified that nicely. If you didn't understand nicely, Bafetu, please comment on the comment section below. Okay, lovely stuff. So I hope I answered nicely this one. The voltage for this one is what? 12 volts. Okay, so now we need to calculate the energy dissipated in the 12 ohm in 2 minutes. I'm gonna show you. Okay, guys, there's a formula. It goes by power equals to work done per unit time, right? Work done per unit, work done per unit charge. Is it what we call? There's voltage. Voltage is the work done per unit charge. Voltage equals to work done per unit charge. Guys, this is voltage. Formula for voltage is work done per unit charge. But the rate at which work is done, listen to this. The rate, the rate means the change in time. This I'm defining power in terms of this formula. The rate at which work is done, it's called power. Some people can say work done per unit time. It's still what? Power. Open definition of physics formula. Something's wrong. Okay, now another formula for power equals to I squared R. Again, power equals to V squared over R. Another formula, power equals to I times V. So don't forget these formulas. I squared times R, I times V, P equals to V squared over R. Those are the 3 formulas you guys can use for power, or this one. This is the main formula for what power is, okay? Excuse me. Since they're talking about the energy dissipated, meaning there's a relationship between what? Energy, which is the work done, the time, and the power. Guys, if you didn't know, work done is the same as energy over change in time. Now, if I simplify this further, this is a formula that you guys are familiar with now. Energy equals to power times change in time. Can I write it nicely? Yes. Power times time. The dot represents the multiplication. So this is the formula. Energy equals to power times this. So if you have the power and the time is 2 minutes, which you must convert it in seconds. Remember, time is always measured in seconds. Power is measured in watts. So if you have everything here, you can get your energy in joules. Again, if they said kilojoules, you know what to convert. You know how to convert, right? Yeah. So now, what can we do right now? Check. Then now, I'm sorry for that. So now what can we do, guys? What can we do basically is to calculate the energy dissipated. But for us to calculate it, we need power. So check. Here is 12. But here, the voltage is also what? 12. Can I get the current for this one? Check, guys. Look. Let me show you something. I parallel for these ones. Here. Check. Equals to V over the R. Right? IP or P. So check. The IP is what? Do I know the current here? They said here is 3,75. But this 3,75 is for what? Let's be honest. It's for what this 3,75? It's for these ones. Let me show you. The voltage is what? Is 12. Ne? So I'm going to do that. 12 divided by the 3,2 is going to give me 3,75 amperes. So this is the voltage for this one. So this is the current. The current that you see here is for this one. So when it comes here, it splits into two. It splits into two parts. So meaning that this 4 ohm, the 4 ohm might have 3 amperes. If it's 3, the other one is going to have 0.75, meaning that 16 ohm will have 0.75 amperes. It's just my assumption, because the higher the resistance, the lower the current. That's my thing. That's the reason why I got it. But let's prove with calculations. Check. So I equals to V over R. Right? My current, I don't know. My voltage is 12 divided by 4. Is how much? 3 amperes. I got it. Let's prove this one. So already here we know that it's 3 amperes, the current. Okay? Now check. Over R. So I equals to, voltage is still 12 over 16. It's going to give me 0.75 amperes. So guys, check. So here is 0.7. Okay, maybe I should use a different, maybe let me use a red marker. 0.75 amperes is for this one. And then here it's going to be what? 3 amperes. So these two, when I add them, they'll give me this one, which is 3.75. And I did mention that whenever resistors are in parallel, they will never share the same current. It becomes divided. It was divided. Okay, but these two, they are still parallel. Okay. Someone would say, but this current is also for this 20 ohm. No, it's not. You know why? Because the current, yet the total current of the circuit, when it comes here, look, it divides. Can I prove it to you? Let me show you. Guys, look, you have the total resistance, the total voltage. Can I get the total current? Check. I total equals to V total over R total. My V total is 12 volts over R total, which is what? 2.76 ohms. So what's going to be the answer for the I total? I guess I'm going to get 12 divided by 2. 4.32. 4.32 amperes. Let's use a calculator to confirm. So if I say 12 divided by 2.76. Oh, please, 3.5, ne? Sorry, my people. I was close, guys. So I don't calculate that much. So don't solar me. So it's 4.35. This is the total current, Bafit. So the total current, when it gets here, it divides into 3.75. So let me take it, because yeah, some are not really getting what's really happening. Look, the total current is 4.35 amperes. These ones here, their total current is this one. Now, what about these ones? If you want to know, let me show you. I'm going to write it down. The total current, IT, equals to 4.35 amperes, right? Now check. IT equals to I1 plus I2. My I1 is going to be this one. 3.75 amperes plus IT, and then I2, and then this one is going to be 4.35. Guys, check. What's the answer? 0.6 amperes. So 0.6 amperes is going to be the current for 20 ohm. And since the 20 ohm is the current for these ones, ne, it means the 12 and the 8 will share the same current because they're in what? Series. Can I prove to you? Check. Sometimes I can be a bit extra and then people might end up losing the focus and concentration, but I'm just trying to show you like different methods of how you can get the answer. So don't lose the focus and the interest quickly, guys, please. Okay. So now check this out. Check. The 20 ohm, I'm going to say I equals to V over what? Over the R. So my voltage is 12. So 12 divided by 20. Tell me the answer of it. 0.6. So 12 divided by 20. 0.6 amperes. So that's the current for this one. So meaning the current of this and this is the same. It's 0.6 amperes. When I add this and this, they will give me 4.35, which is the total current of the circuit. The question, the statement, they didn't give you any of those. You need to be smart. This is how the examiner can play with your brain, with your mind, Buffets. Okay. Now let's be quick. Since the current here is the same, ne, I can just say power equals to I squared R. Then check. I squared is going to be 0.6. 0.6 is the current for this one, for the 20 ohm. Remember 20 ohm, it has 12 and 8 ohm. And since they're in series, they'll share the same current, which is 0.6. Okay. I can write it down. This one is just 0.6 amperes. And then these two obviously will give me this one, which is 3.75 amperes. Then all squared into my R, which is what? 12 ohms. And then amperes. Then let's check what's gonna be the power. So 0.6 all squared multiplied by 12 ohm give me 4.32. 4.32 what? Watts. So I got the power. Remember the formula. E equals to P times time. So I have the power, I have the power, the amount, you know what I'm saying, the amount of energy that was consumed, and I also have the time, which is 2 minutes. Can I convert it into seconds? Yes. What do? You multiply by 60. So what is 2 times 60 is 120. So check. E equals to P times T. Then E equals to power, which is 4.32 watts. Okay, my everything has to be nice and clear to you guys. So yeah. So check. So E equals to P times time. And then in the P is 4.32 watts. And then my time is going to be 2 times 60 seconds. And then the E, which you know is going to still be 4.32 watts into 120 seconds. And then the E, which is measured in J. Energy, guys, is measured in James. Hallelujah. Chill, it's not me. Because someone will be like, hey, when I talk about physics. No, it's not me. I mean, I didn't discover this. So, but yeah, it's actually joules, right? But yeah, close to James, right? If you don't want to forget me, whenever you calculate energy, think about James. Okay, so 4.32 multiplied by 120. And then you're going to get 500 in what? 18.40 joules. That's the energy that was dissipated in the 12 ohm resistor. Is there any how you can also do this? Yes. You can make use of this formula. P equals to V squared over R. But the R is still going to be the 12 ohm. You must make use of that one. Guys, remember they want the energy of this 12 ohm. So don't use any resistor here. You only use this R. Okay. And then do you have the V? Do you know the voltage for this one? No. But can you get it? Yes. Can I still get the same answers? Yes. Can I prove it to you? Then we all close? Yes. Or someone be like, okay, yes. Okay, then check. I'm going to say I equals to V over R. Now I I don't, is 0.6. 0.6. V, I don't know. My R is 12 ohm. Then what is my V? 0.6 times 12. So 0.6 times 12 is 7.2. So 7.2 what? Volts. Remember the voltage for this one and this one, when you add them, they must give you 12. So let me check. Just say 12 minus 7.2 is 4.8. So here meaning is 4.8. 4.8 plus 7.2 will give you the 12 volts, because the 20 ohm and the 3.2, they have the same what? Voltage. So fine, it's 7.2. Can I use the 7.2 here to get the power? Sure. 7.2 all squared over the R, which is 12. I'm supposed to get 4.32. Use your calculator and check. 7.2 all squared divided by 12. What did you get? Right? 3.2. I know. So you get 3.2. Then you got your power as 3, oh no, not 3.2, but 4.32 watts. So you put it there. You have the time is 2 minutes. Convert 2 minutes into seconds. So 2 multiplied by 60 seconds, and then it's going to give you 120. Then at the end of the day, you're going to get your energy as that. So guys, this is basically how we tackle this type of problems. I know it was one of the challenging questions you've ever met in your life, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's the goal, guys. Each and every day there's always something good that you can learn, you know? So don't feel discouraged in everything. So that's the goal, Bafetu. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. This is the goal. Always practice physics, always practice chemistry, always practice maths. Love you all. Stay blessed.